What's going on, guys? Matt Merenoff, Realestate Recovery Group. I am here with the infamous Nick Tan. Thanks, Nick. Thanks so much for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
So guys,
That's your presentation. Or, I'm sorry. Do you think?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead.
No, just if everybody could just give me 2 minutes. I just want to finish something up, and I'm going to come right back on. All right. Nick, is that all right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking to me.
I'll be right back, everybody.
Investors are putting out these fully renovated houses that are done really nice. They're flying off the shelf. You see it now. They're going to about there all of a sudden.
The public can't see it. The public can't see it. Right? Should I type to them and let them know? They can't. We didn't prep them to make them. I want to make sure that they engage the people because that's what people want to do. So can I type them and say, "Paul"? I mean, it's small talk right now, so just you want to just jump on, but it might disrupt them. So, but they're reading the comments. Should I type it up in the comments? If you want to do that, they're reading it. They're reading it. No, just press show. But you don't want to babysit this stuff, dude.
No, but I wanted to make sure that they engage with people so you get more views on Facebook.
That's a problem.
Ronald, we are live. It's just that Matt's not on at the moment because he's finishing one detail, but he should be on like any second.
I'll be right there.
You can hear me, Matt?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this presentation, but it's okay. I can wing it.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
You can do screen sharing or no?
Now, I'm not gonna do anything with the screen because I can't do my presentation.
Okay. So you're good? I'm gonna just remove myself, all right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt Merenoff, Realestate Recovery Group. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Technical difficulties are from the PowerPoint presentation, but I want to talk about short sales. I want to talk about the next wave, what's coming. Obviously, everybody keeps reaching out to me and asking me, "Hey, short sales, why was that? What's going to happen?" The reality is, short sales never really did die. So short sales are always going to be around. Short sales were around way before I even actually got involved in it. Back in the day, they used to call them short pays, but now they call them short sales. If anybody's actually been involved in a short sale, they absolutely know that the I would say that the uh, short sales take much longer than an average closing. Real estate recovery group has been actually really good as far as breaking down the timeline and getting it down lower than it used to be as far as the national average. We're finding the national average with short sales are running between 6 to 9 months. We are closing transactions right now in 60 to 90 days. So it's 2 months, 3 months primarily, depending on the short sale. We also like to, I guess with the expectations up front, explaining to people of how long the process is actually going to take. The problem is that right now, real estate agents that are involved in short sales primarily don't know what they're doing. Matter of fact, 9 out of 10 real estate agents don't actually like to be involved in short sales. They don't want to be involved in the process at all. And that's okay. I understand that. But to make it so people themselves are, I would say, not being readily available as far as being able to help people that are in trouble, that's a different story. So one of the things that we were actually working on, unfortunately, we were trying to do a live event, but we're actually going to be doing an event. It's going to be an online event, and I'm pretty excited about it. We're working on it now, my team, as far as taking everything that we have on the education side from the infamous Short Sale Bootcamp Expo, if you were there in 2019. Obviously, there's going to be updates with it. So if you had gone last year, you're definitely going to want to be there this year. We're going to be obviously talking about COVID. We're going to be talking about credit repair. We're going to be talking about the process itself, how to try to streamline the short sale process. So we're really not going to hold anything back. The education that we're going to be offering is going to be from beginner level, intermediate, and obviously advanced. So you're not going to want to miss out on it. The website's still the same. It's rrgbootcamp.com. It's rrgbootcamp.com. So I would definitely, encourage people to get on, take a look at the site today, find out more information about it, and try to figure out, do you want to be involved in short sales or not? I have people right now that are reaching out to us on a national level, and they're asking for my team to mentor them. And sometimes people really don't need to be mentored regarding the short sale aspect of it. They just need to have a firm grasp of what we do. People laugh at me because not that I'm trying to upsell, but I'm definitely not downselling anything. If people know me, and if you don't, you're going to want to follow me. The raw truth of all this is that it's not about the money. It's about putting the people before the profit. I run my business completely different. I understand what it's like for somebody to actually be in a situation where they're not being able to make their mortgage payment. It's no secret. My wife had lost her house to foreclosure when she was away at college. She got a phone call at 2:30 in the morning. Mom basically said, "Hey, look, we're losing the house next week to auction, not sheriff's sale." They lived in Connecticut. The laws are different. Your father and I are getting a divorce, and your dog is dead. Talk about a wake-up call. The following week, my wife actually had finals and wasn't able to leave. So in her situation, not so great, because all she got out of it were her Snoopy doll and a photograph of old pictures. Everything else was lost. So I'm very compassionate with people that are in trouble. I've also talked about this prior, and people thought I was absolutely insane, where I actually drove my own house into foreclosure. And I did it for the purpose of, one, I wanted to see what people would actually go through when not paying the mortgage, how the bank would react, what would happen if the sheriff department actually came to my house. So you can only imagine the horror, the sheer horror that my wife had to go through for, it was actually a couple of years. Now, what I did was I took the money and actually put it in a separate bank account. And I can tell you that when you got to cut a check for $174,000 in back payments, it's scary. But what I did learn along the way is, and I can tell you firsthand because of why I did what I did, was to find out, does the bank really care? Will the bank actually help the homeowner? Will the bank offer suggestions? Will the bank be there in the end for the person who's distressed with the property? And I'm going to tell you the truth. The answer is no. What they're there to do is to process. So you talk about the raw truth. This is the raw truth. This is, when somebody says, trust me, that scares the shit out of me. I primarily run in the other direction. But I'm kind of like a salt of the earth type of person. I'm very jagged, raw. People either like me or they hate me. And quite honestly, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the person that's in trouble. So the purpose for the boot camps that we're going to be doing now online and the continuous education is to educate people that want to help others. If you're not looking to help people, then log off of this section right now. Definitely don't, request to join any of the groups that I offer. I have a group that's called Short Sales 101 on Facebook. And the reason why I made this group was because I wanted people to understand that they have options. So the Facebook group, and before I give you the name of the Facebook group again, you have to answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, you have to answer these questions. You will not be allowed to go and enter into this group. I'm sorry. So please, there's, I think, 4 questions you have to answer. And yes, you have to put your email in. If you follow me on Facebook now, you saw yesterday I put a post up. And in the post, it basically said, the person reacted to my comment, which very gracefully, I went in, I saw what they do. And then I reached out to them on private messenger. And I said, look, you have to fill out all the information to enter into the group. And the person said, why do I have to enter my email? Well, you know what? If you don't know the reason why I want you to enter in your email, then you really shouldn't be on social media at all. So that person's gone. So the name of the group is Short Sales with an S, Short Sales 101. It's Short Sales 101. And the reason why I'm talking about the private group along with the event that I'm having is because, you know what? Not everybody can afford to come to events. Not everybody can find out like the latest and the greatest. So if you have to watch the videos, you know, to learn, and that's fine too. Again, you know, other people in the industry look at me and say, "Why are you doing that? Why are you offering a short sale one-on-one group? You're talking about what you're doing, and then you're also running the boot camp." Well, it's pretty simple. I care about people. And if anybody knows me, really knows me, or wants to get to know me, you definitely, regardless, need to join that group. The fact of the matter is, in 2019, I was on stage. It is documented. It is absolutely documented. It is on Facebook. And I talk about how in 2020, 2021, that there was going to be an adjustment in the market. And when I say there's an adjustment in the market, I mean it, because in 2013, 2014, there were modifications, unfortunately, that had defaulted. And those were really the last big batch of the modifications that were done per the crash of 2017 and 2010. So if anybody wants to really understand how the market is going and how it's going to proceed to go, you need to join the Short Sale 101 group, Short Sales 101, because I'm doing live videos and I'm talking about experiences that I'm having on a daily basis with individuals outside of, you know, the norm, meaning the homeowners, the investors, the realtors, the attorneys, the title companies, the banks themselves. And the videos are very short. They're right to the point. If anybody knows me, I like to talk. I like to ramble on. But unfortunately, you only have a certain window of opportunity to be able to get to people. So because of what was going to happen with the adjustment in the market, remember, 2013, 2014, what about the loans that were never modified? What about the forgotten properties? We've all seen them. We've all driven in neighborhoods where, let's say you're driving around and you see a house that has tall grass, or the grass is burnt out, or in the wintertime, there's a lot of snow on the property. The gutters falling down off the house, the garbage cans are kicked over, there's garbage all over the lawn, or whatever it is. Those are potential leads. And I think if you look at it from a perspective of helping somebody, you're going to win. You're going to be able to make it a win-win situation for the person that's in trouble. And then you're also going to be able to make a profit. And that's why I tell people all the time, put people before profit. When you put people before profit, your business will explode. I sat down with a friend of mine. You might know him. He goes by Dizzy Credit, hashtag Dizzy Credit. And Giz said to me a couple of years ago, you need to get on social media. You're a character. You like to joke around. People need to know you. Well, since I've done that, my business has skyrocketed because of the whole people before profit. Now, I often get real estate agents that reach out to me and say, look, I don't understand your message. Your message is a little mixed up. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So the message is clear. People have the right to know what their options are. Does that mean that they're going to be able to keep their property? No, that does not mean they're going to be able to keep their property. But at least let them have the opportunity to gracefully leave and exit at their own pace. So if it means that we have to do some type of foreclosure prevention, we'll do it. If it means that we have to try to settle the mortgage, which we've done, I think 20% of the deals that we work on, transactions, are settlements. And then there's short sales. The modifications, unfortunately, don't always work for people. If you've already had a modification, the chances of you getting another modification is 50-50. If you've had two modifications, it's 25% or zero. So depending on who actually holds your loan, the investor of the product, the actual mortgage, might be the gatekeeper, and you might have to try to get to them directly. We do it. I've been doing this for 15 years, since 2005. I do it for a reason, and I do it with passion, because there's other people that along the way had forgotten about people that were in distress. 2015, I had a major blow happen to me where my father had passed away. And my wife thought that I was having a breakdown. It was 5 years ago. And it wasn't a breakdown, it was more of a reality check. You want to talk about a reality check? My father-in-law died the same exact day as my dad. Now, they died the same day, totally different circumstances, totally different states. But it really made me think, do I want to run my business the way I've been running it, or do I want to be able to go in a completely different direction and really try to make a difference, not only in New Jersey, but on a national level? And by doing that, I was able to open up a lot of doors and windows for people, obviously nationwide. And the reason why I did it, and the reason why I'm talking to you guys about the raw truth of everything today with short sales, is so many people had left this industry and said, you know what, I can't make as much money as I once did. Think about that. I couldn't make as much money as I once did. And that's fine. But guys, it's not about the money. It's about helping people. And people thought I was nuts. But the reality is I wanted to be able to offer a solution to people to try to help them so they could move forward into the next phase of their life. Whether it's they got to keep their house, whether it's they got more time in their property, whether it's we were able to settle it. And when you settle a mortgage, it's different than doing a short sale. When you settle a mortgage, you have the right to keep the house. And if that means you have a family member that can help you purchase the property, that's fine. That's a settlement. That is not a short sale. Okay? There's a difference between the two of them. That's another reason why, because we couldn't do the boot camp live, we were supposed to do it in the summer, and then it switched it to October because of the pandemic. Now we're doing it online. And the reason for the online event is because, unfortunately, you know, remember, I said 2020, 2021, there's going to be an adjustment in the market. Guess what? There's an adjustment. The pandemic has really opened up a completely different box, which we call Pandora's box. But I'm going to say 16 to 24 months, this market space that I'm in is going to explode. And if you don't position yourself correctly and understand the right way to be able to do short sales, or to be how to purchase them, how to list them, how to be able to protect the person who's in trouble with their property, they're going to lose and you're going to lose on an opportunity. So when I started in the industry in 2005, I took one of those classes where you could purchase houses for a little money out of pocket. At the end, I wasn't really interested in that aspect of it, but I saw a window of people that were in distress. I tied up my first transaction within 48 hours after that. I never looked back. And that's basically how the short sale savage, my history actually took off at that point from 2005. 2007, I was teaching people. And if you were in New Jersey at that time in 2007, and you were involved in short sales, then you probably remember who I was at that point. I ran with an education company. But then I went, after 2 years of doing it and teaching it, I went dark because I really wanted to learn more about the craft. What do I mean more? I really wanted to understand the rules, regulations, and guidelines. And because the rules, regulations, and guidelines are so important, we've got a tremendous amount of success in helping people. What's the success? Well, the success is very easy. We're a very high percentage on getting approvals. Now, getting approvals and getting closings are different. So I want to make this clear, guys. If it's somebody who thinks that they know everything about short sales, I can almost guarantee you don't. Because in the market that we're in, there are things that are changing, and they're changing even more rapidly now because of COVID-19. So come back and get an additional education, because you're going to want to find out what is the latest and the greatest. And quite honestly, one wrong move one wrong explanation, one wrong documentation that you send into the bank and the seller signs off on it could put them in a very bad situation, could put you as an investor, as a realtor, as an attorney, as a title company, could put you in a bad situation as well. It's funny because people joke around and they call me a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm just a guy that had an idea and a concept and ran with it. Now, I'm also writing a book. The book that I'm writing is called, you guessed it, #Short Sale Savage, but it's the untold stories. Chapter 1 is about me because I felt it's important that people understand what was my journey to get to where I needed to be. So the boot camps that I'm doing, the additional online training that we're going to be putting out really means so much to me. And it means so much to me because everything that I'm putting into it is my heart and soul, because people need to find out what their rights are. Most people don't take the time to find out what their options are. Why? We've all seen it. We all know somebody who's had their head in the sand. We all know somebody who's basically blown off about paying their mortgage, but they've gone out and bought a gorgeous car. Well, yeah, I mean, you can afford a Range Rover, a big boy, because you're not paying your mortgage. But if you were paying your mortgage, the reality is you wouldn't be able to pay your car payment. I mean, I've sat down with people where they've got gorgeous cars in their driveway, but they're totally broke ass and they're upside down on their mortgage because they can't make their mortgage payment. And to have spouses literally yelling at each other, whether it's in person or on the telephone, I'm not getting rid of my car. Well, I'm not getting rid of my car. Well, it's great. You want to have a status symbol. But the reality is you can't tuck your kids in at night in the back of a Range Rover. They need a bed. Or, their AMG, whatever it is that they have. So when I say the raw truth about short sales, people need to understand, again, the process is a specific way and it's set a certain way. And unfortunately, a lot of the rules, regulations have not changed over the years, over the last 15 years. So changing times with the rules that have stayed in place, you have to figure out a way. Is there a way around it? Sometimes there are ways around it. And the presentation that I was actually trying to put together, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there was a presentation that I was trying to put together that's on my screen right there. That presentation was also going to highlight a transaction that I worked on with the real estate agent. And the agent had well over 10 years experience. And she had reached out to an attorney and asked the attorney for help because there was a short sale that was coming up. Well, unfortunately, the attorney had basically turned it down and said, it's never going to happen. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. So much like a lot of people that find me on social media, this agent found me as well on a like and on a share. Reached out to me. It's like 10 or 30, 11 o'clock at night. Private messaged me, messaged back, got on the phone, explained what we can try to do. The agent was like, no way. And I'm like, way. And then the next morning, we explained to the homeowner essentially what was going on, what we could try to do. And the guidelines are very clear. Unless a full packet was in 37 days prior to an actual sheriff's sale date, the file would not be reviewed. But because of the packet of information that we provided, we were actually not only to get the file in review, but we got the short sale completed within 45 days. Does that always happen? Absolutely not. To this day, the agent and I joke around. She says 30 days. I say 45. What I'm trying to say is that where there's a will, there's a way. One of the taglines that I say is, it's not a no until you get a restraining order. We back that up. It's not a no until you get a restraining order. Now, I'm not talking about real restraining orders, but I'm talking about working on a file, trying to make a difference until maybe you can't. So look, if you're interested in learning more about what I do, what my team offers, and if you're interested and you don't know anything about short sales, it's okay. We've got the beginner, we've got the intermediate, and we have the advanced classes for a reason. We're also bringing in people in that are going to be speaking. These are professionals that I do business with on a daily basis. So even if you want to learn more about raising private capital, we got them. You want to find out who the right mortgage person to go to, we got them. You want to know who you should use for hard money, we got them. Title, we got them. Staging, we got them. Tank removal, we got them. Credit repair, we got them. We got them all. And the reason why we're doing it is because it's so important that people understand and make an impact. These are people that I do business with on a daily and weekly basis. It's about winning. It's about everybody winning. And even if you're down on your luck, for whatever reason, and it doesn't work out for you specifically because you're in trouble, that's okay. You can get back on top. You can get past where you are right now. Maybe you're an investor and you're broke. Maybe you were an investor and you made millions. Maybe you make millions right now, but the pandemic is killing you. What if you're a landlord and you're literally struggling right now because you cannot pay your mortgages? Some people are lucky. Section 8, never late. But what if you don't have Section 8? What if you have regular mortgages and you contacting your bank and you asking for relief? You're a homeowner. Are you a homeowner that thought that because of the pandemic you didn't have to reach out to your bank? They'll get back to me. We'll work it out. The reality is that if you stop paying your mortgage and you didn't contact your bank and you didn't explain to the bank the situation that you're in, and that you didn't take time to let them know, hey, I'm going to go late, and now you are late on your mortgage, and now you call them now and tell them you need help, no problem. You're going to get all the help you need in the world, but guess what? Now you're late on your mortgage, and there's no way out of that. You can't call your credit report. You can't call your credit company, and you can't say, hey, you know what? Sorry, I forgot to call in. All those things are recorded. You're basically talking on a recorded line. You're telling them you need help. You're filling out an application. They're redirecting you online, telling you where to go. So I have to stress when I say you cannot fake it till you make it in this industry. And if you're one of those people that are faking it till you make it, that upsets me. Look, the cost of the event, legit, is like a night out for a dinner. But think about how to 10x, 100 times X, that investment for one night out with your spouse. You could actually understand the foundation of how short sales work. Again, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The website's truly easy. I don't know if somebody's on there that can actually type this out. I apologize. I could not get my PowerPoint to come on to this event. The website is www.rrgbootcamp.com. It's rrgbootcamp.com. Go to the website. Take a look at the information that we're offering on that website. You tell me if you can see yourself helping other people. If you want to help other people, by all means, please log on and get the information that you need. We're going to be doing additional information and learning that's going to be coming on. That's going to come out probably a couple months later after October. And that's really going to dive deep. We're going to dive deep. Ronald, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. In the comment section, it's right there. Thanks to Ronald. It's rrgbootcamp.com. You guys can come to the event and learn, get educated, find out more. What's the latest and the greatest? The other thing is that, people say short sales are easy. I have to tell you, short sales are not easy. And if you've worked on short sales and you've worked on all your transactions, most of them are 4 or 5, yeah, maybe you're going to get lucky. But what if you've worked on over 1,000 short sales? What if you worked on more than that? What if you were brought in as a special person? What if you brought in, is this all about marketing? Catherine, I love it. Catherine, is this all about marketing? No, Catherine, because my presentation couldn't work. So at that point, I couldn't actually do everything that I wanted to do. So I wanted to stress the point, along with me talking about how short sales work. I also wanted to talk about the website. So I'm so sorry, Catherine, that you feel that this is all about marketing. So you could complain to Nick Tang about that. As far as everybody else who's listening, I want to make it clear that short sales themselves, like I said, are not easy. My assistant worked on a file for 16 months. And in this 16 months, you know, there was a lot of things that happened. One of the things is that the preservation company went in and they told the bank that they felt that the property was abandoned and that the property was vacant and that the property was not occupied. Well, what did they do? They went in, they took a look at the property, they started clearing stuff out, they drilled the back lock of the house, and the homeowner came home and was blown away because the preservation company was actually taking things out of the property. Now they took things out of the property. Now the person's walking around and looks at the mantle of the fireplace. And on the mantle was an urn with the ashes of her dead husband. And flipping out, she had reached out to Leah on my team and said, "Oh my God, somebody was in my house and they took stuff and they drove my back lock of my door. I guess I didn't think anything of it. Nothing was done with the locks in the front of the house." So Leah, being the seasoned person that she is and says, "Hey, why don't you see if you have cameras in the house?" "Yes, I do." "Go back into the cameras, take a look at the cameras and find out what's in the cameras. Go back, look at the cameras, and try to figure out what comes up." What came up was, and thank God she had cameras in the house too, was the preservation company, was the preservation company's truck, was the people coming out and taking the stuff out of the house the day before and that day, and taking the urn and stuff like that. And from what I understand, took it and threw it into a big black bag, into a garbage bag. So you want to talk about going through a process, going to a situation, thinking that the process is there and that the banks are there to protect you and hope to God that you're going to be able to get through the short sale process and not lose your house to sheriff sale. There was a sheriff sale on it. We stopped the sheriff sale multiple times. Ironically, yesterday, somebody reaches out to me, or the day before, and says to me, "Yo, you talking about that property in Parsippany, New Jersey?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He says, "My guy was supposed to buy it. I was supposed to renovate the property." And I said to the guy, "Dude, this is a deal." He didn't listen to me. And he goes, "Obviously somebody else bought it." He goes, "Your company was the company that was working?" And I said, "Yeah." So the construction guy didn't know, because the buyer, potential buyer, just told the contractor about a deal he's trying to buy, but nothing about the transaction. Guys, communication is key. So if you're an investor and you're buying a property, and even if you see something that pops up online in the MLS sheet, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up in the coming months in other states as well, where it says the buyer is responsible for a third-party fee, and the fee is $10,000 for 3%, which is Evergrande. That's the fee for my company. This isn't a marketing ploy. This isn't me saying, "Oh my God, I'm so great," blah, blah, blah. This is me explaining to an audience what my company does and what my company offers. You either want to take advantage of the free Facebook account, which I absolutely mentioned in this video, and it says it's short sales with an S 101, and you can go on there and get your free education. I also mentioned that if you can't afford to come to the event, that's okay. This isn't about the profit, guys. This is about putting people first. So, when somebody comes at you and says, "Is this all about marketing?" No, this isn't all about marketing. This is about doing the right thing. This is about pushing out the information so people can find out about you. Now, I have people that follow me on Facebook, and they don't listen. They're non-listeners, or they hear it, but they don't listen to it. They hear it, but they don't listen to it. So let me make it clear. You don't want to utilize my company? That's fine. You don't want to go to the boot camp? That's fine. You don't want to go to Short Sale 101? That's fine. You don't like me? That's fine. But use me. Use me and get the education that you deserve. You don't want to ever make any money with me? That's fine. You don't want to help people with me and help other people? That's fine. Guys, I say it all the time. This is not about you and me. This is about helping other individuals that are in trouble. You're either going to want to help them or you're not going to want to help them. I'm sorry my presentation didn't work today. I had a lot of great information on there. And obviously, I wanted to be able to help as much as I can and give as much value as I could today. Does anybody have any questions? Is Catherine Park still on? Does she have any questions? No one has any questions. Well, I'm getting text messages, and the text messages are funny. Listen, guys, I don't know how much more time I have. The website's on there. If you want to join me and you want to learn more about short sales, you can go on to rrgbootcamp.com. The reality is we are in a pandemic. The reality is that the game book itself is being written on the go right now. And if somebody wants to, find out more, you can just Google stuff. You can go on and you can Google whatever you want. You can go on YouTube. You can go look at some of these videos from some of these guys, these gurus from the past. Look at the timestamp on the information that they're providing. It's from years ago. Nobody has additional information right now that they want to put up there. Nobody wants to come up. I shouldn't say that because there are people popping up out of the woodwork saying, hey, I never left the market in 15 years. I'm freaking awesome. Check me out. Yeah, well, that's not true because if you go into social media, you could definitely take a look at some of the crap that they've been doing, and it had nothing to do with real estate. And some of them even got matching handcuffs for a little while. But if you're looking to find out the real information, what's really going on, then you don't have any money or you have a low budget. And if you don't want to come to the event, that's fine. Go to Short Sales 101. But I will tell you, if you don't answer all the questions, you're not going to get into the group. So don't complain at a later date. Like I get complaints from people, and we take screenshots. And when the person complains to somebody, oh, I answered all the questions, I didn't get in. Really? Send that screenshot to your friend who's got a big mouth and says that, oh, I answered all the questions. Nobody likes anybody who's full of shit. This is what I'm talking about. I'm rough around the edges. Don't poke the hornet's nest. All you have to do, it's not about you and me. Let's help people together. We can all be successful in helping others. And that's really, truly what it's all about. We want to help others. We want to let people know what their options are. We want to make it so we can stop foreclosure, right? We want to make the process easy for people that are in trouble and let them know that there's a place where they can go and they can get help. That's why I put hashtag SSS. Does anybody know what SSS stands for? Hashtag Short Sale Savage. Now, yeah, so this is about education. This is about talking about the raw truth. This is also about marketing. So we want to make sure. What is this? Pay for extra money for the Expo ticket. It's just going to be available much later. I definitely missed some of the gems. So, Mr. Singh, the boot camp is something that you can go take a look at. It's at www.rrgbootcamp.com. Ronald actually put it up there in the notes in the comment section. You can go take a look at that. The boot camp has nothing to do with this event. It's a different event. And if for whatever reason, if you're under a budget and you have a budget crunch and you can't pay to come to the event, don't panic. You can absolutely go to my private group, which is Short My mic is not muted. Can you guys hear me okay? That was weird that my mic got muted. All right, well, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. But anyway, as far as the short side aspect of it, everybody needs to understand what their role is. You have investors that are out there right now. Thanks, Walton. Appreciate it. Everybody needs to understand what their roles are. There's people out there right now. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. There's people out there right now that are investors that don't understand how the process works. There's wholesalers out there that are flailing around that right now because they're panicked. Where is the market headed? Well, I have to tell you, in all honesty, when the pandemic started, for me, I started to gear up and try to educate people and bring people together. And I was doing a 12 o'clock live every single day, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I was offering other individuals to come on during the pandemic so people could, not be so scared. We want to be able to make it so other individuals that are out there say, hey, look, we're all pulling together. I don't particularly like when people throw up checks on Facebook or their marketing pages and stuff like that. That doesn't impress me. Nobody wants to talk about, hey, we got to help somebody. Nobody wants to look at my bank account. They want to look at, hey, did I help somebody? Was there a process that happened and helped and didn't help? And that's a lot of stuff that's going to be on the Short Sale 101 page on Facebook. That's a free Facebook page, but you have to answer the questions to get in there. So, but as far as like the pandemic itself, real estate agents shut down. I know really well-known real estate agents across the United States that are really, they're sharpshooters that went into a deep depression when this pandemic hit. And they went into the deep depression because they didn't understand what to do and how to do it. And unfortunately, and fortunate, I was there to actually help people and talk them through it. And they loved the fact that I was there to listen to them and talk with them. If I didn't have my team working with me, beside me, nobody works for me. Everybody works with me. So if you want to work with us, you can work with us too. We have a partners program. We're making it as easy as possible for people to help other individuals and also profit and make money. But doing it the right way, that's a smart way. It's a better way. Showing others that you have compassion. Can't walk into somebody's house with a dollar sign on your forehead. Can't sound like that when you're talking to somebody on the telephone. Think I'm full of shit? Put me in the hot seat. I'm an 85% close ratio on the telephone with people that are in distress. Listen to the tone of my voice. I'm not these guys that bounce around and yell and blah, 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 and rah, rah, rah. My personality is very simple. If you want help, let's see if we can offer it. If you don't want help, and then, oh well, there's nothing I could do. Waiting to the last minute is the absolute last thing that you can possibly do. And the banks look at that and they're like, well, where the hell were these people for the last 5 years? All of a sudden there's a sheriff's sale date on their house or an auction date on their house, and now they want to work with it? You don't think landlords take that into consideration? You don't think that car dealerships take that into consideration? It's funny. People are like, oh, I got a great interest rate on my car, and I only had to put a certain amount of money down. Did you know that when you go to buy vehicles, you actually don't have to put money down? What was that, Matt? That's right. You can actually work a deal where you don't have to put any money down, and the payment really shouldn't get that much inflated. But guys, I think that's called BIPs. There's a certain dollar amount that car salesmen make, whether it's saleswoman or salesman, that make off of you when they're purchasing a vehicle. So please, for the love of God, find out what your options are. During the pandemic, I went out there and I was educating myself. I was watching other individuals in my space and seeing what they were doing. And all I could think is, what the fuck are these people doing? They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you know me or not, but I curse too. That's another thing. When people curse, that's a sign of not only intelligence, that shows that they're actually caring people and people that you can also trust. I don't like the word trust me or the phrase trust me, because when somebody says trust me, I tend to run in the other direction. So I don't say it like that. But you have to understand, there's things that you need to verify in this industry. I can't make it any more clear than that. You want to surround yourselves with people that care. You want to surround yourself around people that understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Now, if you're a thief and you're trying to steal shit, hang out with those types of people. If you're not a thief and you're a millionaire, hang out with millionaires. What if you're not a millionaire? Can you hang out with millionaires? Absolutely. I hang out with people that are multi-millionaires. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, right? So, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any concerns? Mr. Singh, do you have any questions? Mr. Paul, any questions? Mrs. Barber, any questions? Anyone? Is there something that I'm not covering? You want to talk about Fannie Mae? You want to talk about Freddie Mac? You want to talk about the fact that they're actually working with homeowners? That they're going to be working with people during the pandemic? Yes, they are. What about loans that are not Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae backed mortgages? Are you screwed? You might be. The investors themselves of these mortgages doesn't mean that they have to comply with what's going on in the pandemic. What matters is that you understand what your rights are. And if you're in a situation right now, you're not sure what you can do and what you can't do, why would you not want to find out what your options are? Would it make sense to find out what your options are now before the shit hits the fan? I would think so. Most people don't. It's important that you know what your options are. And I could say it 10 times over. It's really up to you as the individual. And when I say individual, you're an investor, you're a realtor, you're an attorney, you're a title company, you're a mortgage rep, you're a hard money rep, you're anything in this industry. You're an insurance rep. You know, if you're an insurance agent and you know that your insurance policy got canceled, I'm going to give you an example. If you're an insurance rep and you're in this industry and the person stopped paying their insurance on their house for whatever reason, or you know that the person has stopped, why would you not reach out to that individual and say, hey, look, we haven't received your bill information? I talk with people that I train that think completely outside the box, and they're like, dude, I never would have thought of that. The insurance is a great way to find out if somebody's late. A postal worker, amazing way to find out if somebody's late. A utility worker, a poll worker. I'm giving you guys some serious golden nuggets right here. This is information that's going to help you obtain and find out who is not paying their mortgage. You know, there's obviously there's other ways of trying to find out. You can try to find out individuals that are in default. You can go on the county websites. You can look at the default rate. You can look on the list pendants websites. There's so many different ways because people are saying, Matt, there's really no short sales out there, or there haven't been any short sales out there for years. I've been doing this for full time. I live in a very expensive community and county and was able to sustain pretty much on one income forever. Now my wife is back in real estate. The kids are older, but my wife never really left. She's been there right by my side, working with me, hearing what the banks say. In my opinion, she's a shark because she understands both sides of the industry. She worked for Chase for 10 years. So she knows the underwriting, the processing guidelines from back then. Obviously, they're different now, but that's important. You should definitely friend somebody who's a mortgage rep and ask them what their opinion is on distressed market. Ask them, hey, are you coming across anybody who's trying to refinance that can't refinance their mortgage? You should be going to bankruptcy attorneys and talk to bankruptcy attorneys. You should be talking to divorce attorneys. You should be talking to everybody, and you should wear something on your body that says who you are. If you're a real estate agent, put I'm a real estate agent. I buy and sell, or I help people buy and sell. Or something goofy, like, are you looking for a pillow at night? And they'll say, what are you talking about? So there's a lot of different marketing ploys that you could put out there to help people. Listen, you're listening to somebody that was crazy enough to destroy his credit and drive his own property into foreclosure to help others. I don't really know how many people would actually do that. Now, not to sound like I'm marketing myself again, but I am going to have a book coming out in October We do have that boot camp that's posted on here in the comments, right? We are going to have additional training that's going to be coming up. And if you want to learn more and you don't have money to invest in your education right now, I get it. Go to Short Sales with an S, Short Sales 101 on Facebook, and ask to join the group. But you have to answer the questions. Don't complain to your friend, I tried to get in, he wouldn't let me in. If you don't answer those questions, you're not getting in the group. Yes, that is a way of marketing. We need to track where people are coming from. Yes, you are going to get emails, but the email isn't going to be spam. It's going to be good content. And if anybody's in this industry and understands what we're trying to do, it's about marketability. It's about accessibility. It's about offering a service to somebody and being true to them and being true to yourself. So I don't know how much more time I have. I don't know if Nick is monitoring this thing or not. From somehow to talk with that. But I appreciate everybody that came on into this group. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't know how many people are on there. I'm not privy to that. But I hope the information that I provided was somewhat helpful. The raw truth is that we are in trouble right now in the United States. This is a global-wide pandemic, and the mortgage industry is gone bonkers right now because people are still buying properties. Properties are inflated because there's not enough housing out there. You guys, think about it. It's too rational for me. You weren't around during the first crash, but when it started to turn in 2005, 2007, 2010. You're there now because the market is driving itself up because of the fact of people are not selling their property and the inventories are low. So check it out. Low inventory, low interest rate, right? Makes sense. Think about that. It's important that everybody understands what we're trying to offer here, what we're trying to do, the difference of helping others that are in distress with their property. It's okay to also know what their options are. If they keep their house, great. If they can't keep their house, not so great, but it's great because it's better than foreclosure. You want to be able to be that resource to help others. I have investors that come to me for training. I have realtors. I have everybody that comes to me. The important thing is that you need to find out what is your niche. Don't go out to these 2-day scams and you get, all caught up in the ether of it. And you're like, oh my God, this is great. And a week later, you're like, what the fuck did I just do? Because you're so much in debt now, or you banged out your credit card. Tease yourself with the waters. Find out. Right now is the right time to find out. Are short sales for you? Is a short sale something that you want to get involved in? Are you a problem solver? Can you work with people that are in trouble? If you can, great. If you can't and you don't want to do that, don't go after this real estate. But don't give away the lead. You can contact me. You could contact another agent. There's a way that if you're a real estate agent, you can get a referral out of it. Just don't walk away from it. I've had many people walk away from transactions. I had one guy walk away. He told me over the course of a year, he walked away from about 20 to 25 short sales. 20, 25 short sales. The average short sale price in that area was about $450,000, $500,000. You do the math on how much money this guy lost out on and also lost out in referrals. His excuse was, and it wasn't an excuse, he's all about self-gratification, and it has to happen immediately. Could you imagine having that person as a real estate agent? He's not about anybody else but himself. You don't want to work with people like that. You want to work with people that have a heart. Guys, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me direct. I have a toll-free number. It's 866-739-3960. It's 866-739-3960. I'm sorry I didn't have my presentation up today. I don't know why I couldn't get it to connect, but hopefully next time Nick does an event, I'll definitely be able to have it on. But I appreciate everybody coming on and listening to what I have to say. I'm sorry if this presentation wasn't what you thought it was going to be, but unfortunately, this is the raw truth of where we're at right now. And people do need to get additional education. And people do need to find out what their rights are as far as homeowners. And I really do believe that together we can make a difference. So look out for the book. The name of the group? The name of the group is Short Sales 101. Ron, if you could put it in again, that'd be great. It's on Facebook, and the name of the group is Short Sales 101. And you'll actually see me in the picture on stage. I think I'm like something like that. You see me in front of the audience. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any concerns? Did anybody tune in late? Do they want to ask any questions at all regarding short sales? Yep, that's it. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that. Hey, Ron, reach out to me privately when you get a second. I like your gumption. I like the fact that you're taking charge. You're a leader. It's funny, growing up, people would say, for me, you're lazy, you're slow, you're dumb, you're not good in school. The reality is that people didn't know how to teach me. So the teaching style that I have is to help other people learn, and the education that I offer is very similar to that, and I cater to entrepreneurs. You're a real estate agent, and you come from a W-2 job, you're a 1099 now. So I don't care what you say, and you might be like, no, not me, not me. You're an entrepreneur. You need to act like an entrepreneur. You need to understand that your job does not start at 9 o'clock in the morning and end at 5. You might get early morning calls. You might get late evening calls. You might get calls on Saturday. You might get showings on Sunday. Like Rocky says right behind me right there. It doesn't matter how many times you've been knocked down, how many times you get knocked back, and how many times you get back up. That's important. Everybody needs to understand that. So again, I don't know how much longer I have to talk to you guys. I love everybody, listening in and hopefully supporting the information that I'm providing. And if you know somebody who's in trouble that wants to find out more about how you can help them, absolutely, let's do a 3-way call. If you're an investor and you work with a real estate agent, and the real estate agent wants to know more about, Real Estate Recovery Group, the company, they want to know more about, the boot camp or the additional training or the book that's coming out. It's important. We can all try to help each other, but also, 100%, it is people before profit. And I'm sorry that the young lady got upset in the beginning, asking, is this all about marketing? This is not all about marketing. But I'm on here talking about short sales. I'm out here talking about myself. The reality is, I am marketing myself because I want people to know me. And it's not only here in Jersey, but I am doing this nationwide on a national level. If you Google my name, if you Google my company, nothing negative comes up for a reason. We are only trying to help and make a difference. And I think if people understood that more, then things could go a lot easier. It's upsetting when we get people that come to us at a later date and said, oh, I did watch you on Facebook, but I went this other route because this person said that I should go that other route. Well, did they know what Real Estate Recovery Group did? No. Well, did you know? No, not really. Why didn't you look into it? Well, I didn't look into it because, I was scared. I was embarrassed to reach out. The most embarrassing thing you can do is have a knock on the front door, says Sheriff Department, got 15 minutes, get your belongings together, got a truck out front, and we're going to pack it with your belongings. That's scary. You call the police, you call whoever you want, but at the end of the day, until you get a knock like that on your door, that's some scary shit. You don't want to do that with your family, and you don't want your clients to go through that. You want to be able to offer solutions. When you're offering a solution for somebody and you're offering something to them of value that someone else can't offer, my God, you're invaluable. I really hope that somebody else that's maybe a friend of yours that that might be in trouble, reach out to them, talk to them. Be an ear for someone. Some of the best transactions that I've been involved in, I asked them, do you want to know what your options are? Saying to somebody, do you want to know what your options are? Yeah, I'm going to give you an example. If you're a real estate agent, you're a real estate agent. Listen up, guys. You're going after expired listings. And all you're saying is, oh, yeah, I saw your property was listed for X amount of time. but I've got a client. I want to bring my client. Everybody knows it's your brother-in-law, or everybody knows it's a friend of yours. Ask them if they want to know what their options are. And if you don't know what their options are, you could reach out to my company and we could talk about what their options might be. And then from there, we can try to solidify whether or not this is going to be a transaction or not. But it's better to have somebody understand what their rights are and explain it to them and be open when you're explaining it to them and not look at them with dollar signs. They're going to want to work with you. Unfortunately, that's the God's honest truth. Be the authority. Don't be the guy in the back seat that doesn't know what's going on. You can't fake it till you make it. I had an agent going to a pool store, and on the shirt it said, "I'm a realtor." The person said, "Hey, my dad has a problem with his house. Can you help him?" And she says, "Yeah, what's going on?" He said, "Well, he hasn't paid his mortgage." Okay. She says, "Yeah, I got the perfect guy for you. He works with me." Now, we never worked before together, but the girl didn't overpromise, which was great. I spoke with her, got the information from the father. I didn't hear from him. I reached out to him for 2 days or whatever. I finally get a call back. I talked to the guy. Within 14 minutes on the telephone, he wants to do business with me. Why? Because he knew that I cared, not like the 5 or 6 other people that came at him with dollar signs or lied to him. 2 agents lied to him. They want to list a property. They want to come by and do a listing presentation. And what they did was they said, "Oh, I have somebody else that might be interested." The person that came 2 times pretty much said nothing. And the person doing the talking was a real estate agent, but also wanted to buy the house. So just be transparent with people. Let them know what your intentions are and do it caringly. Because when you do it like that, you're going to win. Yeah, we got the transaction completed. The person was able to save themselves from foreclosure. That's probably going to be one of the stories in the book. We're editing that section right now because it's Short Sell Savage, but it's Untold Stories. What's up, Nick?
Matt, can you end the session yourself?
Yeah, I can end it.
Yourself, right? Because then we don't have to monitor you.
I'll just end it right now.
No. You can take as long as you want. I just wanted to know if you can end it yourself.
I don't know if I can end it myself. Can I?
Because one of the guys just did it, so that's why I'm asking.
Oh, because I'm going on forever?
Don't worry about it. We don't have a problem with it. As long as your audience is getting value. That's why we don't want to shut the group down.
I don't think I can. So maybe if you can end it.
Okay, you tell me when.
You can end it now.
You ready?
Yeah, I mean, guys, look, if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. Hashtag Short Sell Savage. What's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? Short Sell Savage. And, if you want to find out more about the boot camp, come on to the boot camp. The boot camp is in the remarks section. It's www.rrgbootcamp.com. The free group that you can join on Facebook is Short Sales 101. That's in there as well. I'm done. Dave, take it over, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Take care, guys.